Hello everyone, welcome back to the second episode of my Europe Mapping 1880 video. Today we are going to be looking at the countries in yellow on this map. These include Iceland, Denmark, Italy, Montenegro and Romania. Today we are going to start with the most northerly of these, Iceland. Iceland is the second most northern point on this map and probably the most out of the way nation on the European continent, as it is very isolated and its nearest neighbor is probably the Faroe Islands of Denmark or the Shetland Islands of the United Kingdom. And then we go to the east, we have Norway, Sweden there. So as you can see, it is very, very isolated, and it's a good reason, as most of the interior is blank sort of tundra. Yes, tundra. There is some volcanoes in the center here, but mostly it is inhospitable tundra that not many people can survive in, and is not good for making large-scale civilizations. So most of the population and population centers are located around the outside and the coast, so it's nearer to trade for different nations. So starting, we have the capital, which is Reykjavik here, and then we have, zoom in a little bit, there we go. So we have quite a few little towns around the inside. We have Brede B, I'm not sure what the B stands for here, maybe broad or something. We have Mount Helga here, and the Klolfa Jökull here, which is a range of mountains in the interior. Reykjavik again here, Cape Reykjanampa here. We have Honfli here, Cape North here. So some of these names have Anglo origins here, as in Cape North. That is obviously an English word, but a lot of these are Icelandic, as it was populated and conquered by the Vikings, I believe. But there are a couple of smaller towns, but I believe most of the population is located in Reykjavik here. We have Oakfield here, Eld here, we have Skokel there, Grimley Isle there. Yep, that is all. We have a couple of small rivers actually here and here, running down there. One small one here. Let me have a peek. No, I cannot see what the name of the river seems to be. A lake, like a Lake Fliot here. I cannot tell, it's very small writing. But moving south east, we move on to the Faroe Islands. So the Shetland Islands are here. The Faroe Islands, which are yellow and belong to Denmark, are very small, and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 little islands here. That's probably a lot more, but there's the main two here, and there's a lot of little islands along here. The text is very small, I cannot make it out. Maybe capital is Ostero, I don't know. But moving again southeast, we get to the nation which owns the Faroe Islands, Denmark, a Scandinavian nation, as Sweden, Norway here, but they are squished between two very powerful nations, Sweden, Norway here, and Germany here. So it is a wonder they have stayed alive. But surprisingly, they have. But the nation is basically made up of the top half or 3/4 of this peninsula here. So they have this here, although the border in real life right now is probably somewhere like that, with Germany on the southern side, but Denmark taking this. But at this point in 1880, we see it is the peninsula here, maybe the top half, maybe a little bit more of the half because it's a bit thicker than this bit. But it is the peninsula, and you have a couple of little islands in the Baltic Sea entrance here. Then you get down to the bigger low-lying islands. Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably much more, but that's all I can see. Islands here. And then we have another one. Oh, just out of shot. There you go. Which is Bornholm here. This one. I am curious in why Denmark owns this little island, and maybe it is not under Swedish rule. But I will have to check that out. Do a little bit of digging on that. But here we have the capital, Copenhagen, on this island here, low-lying, very close to Sweden actually, so they happen to invade, wouldn't be that hard. But it is Denmark, and Copenhagen is the best way in modern day to get from mainland Europe up to the Scandinavian countries. Yes, because there is a rail and a road bridge connecting the two here. But focusing on Denmark for a little bit, we have Copenhagen right here in this little area of low-lying flooded areas. I do believe they have reclaimed some land, like the Netherlands have done today. But yeah, we have that. We have the Kattegat here. I believe this in this stretch of water here. And let's have a closer look. We can see that. Let's see what we have in Copenhagen. Some more towns. Tistel, Lamvoy. Here we have the Horn here. Very Anglo-sounding name here for this little cape, I believe. But yes, Denmark's population is mostly populated here on these islands and down the east coast of the peninsula. A little bit of fun fact about Denmark. It was host to the 6-hour war in World War II, where Nazi Germany took over the entire country using their blitzkrieg strategy. In only 6 hours they managed to take out the entire peninsula and make many naval landings on these islands here, and eventually get to Copenhagen, where the government surrendered, which is the shortest conquest of a nation, I believe, other than micronations, in World War II by Nazi Germany. But yeah, it's one of the most eco-friendly nations in the world. Copenhagen is very, very green and nice, very, very eco-friendly, but unfortunately this entire area is very prone to flooding, as you can see. There are many inland areas here and here We have a connection inland to a lake. So as climate change continues, it will most likely flood Copenhagen and create large inland lakes and seas in the peninsula, and many of the islands will unfortunately be flooded. So that is Denmark. It is only have one border, yes, one border here with Germany, and they have, yeah, just one border, which can be seen as an advantage and a disadvantage. So they score 1 in the border mark. Moving south, we have the largest nation in this video today. Let me just adjust. There we go. Hey, there we go. So starting in the top half of Italy, yeah, get all in frame there. There we go. So Italy stretches a little further to the east than modern day. I believe the border goes about there with Slovenia today, but they have a little bit of land there, and Austria-Hungary here has taken a bit of land of where the modern border should be there. Roughly, there is a squiggly bit there, but mostly there. And let's have a look what we can find in northern Italy. We have obviously the area of Venice here, and we have this city there, a great seafaring nation, and a little lagoon used to have a big conquest. They owned all of these islands here, and many islands in the Aegean Sea and in the Greek archipelago. But now they are just one little city. But then moving west, we have Lombardy, I believe, and here we have Milan and Turin, and just south from the River Po. Here we have the River Po. It is the longest river in Italy, I believe, and unfortunately, due to there is a heat wave going through Europe at the time of my recording, the River Po and many other rivers in Europe are facing low levels, so there are dangers that the River Po might run dry, which is a very important river in northern and entirety of Italy. So it runs west to east here, goes all the way almost into France, but has a little tributaries going up into Switzerland here, and then following through that we have Parma there, Alpine there, we have the area of Piedmont, I believe, yes, apologies if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, but I am not Italian, not particularly familiar with how to pronounce the Italian words. There we have the letters Italy, Modena there, Lusa. We have the Gulf of Genova, and the city of Genova is, I believe it's Genoa, or Genova, I don't know. But fun fact, the nation of Genova used to own Corsica and Sardinia here as sort of a peace broker, as both France and Italy both wanted them. So a outside nation came in and said that the nation of Genova could have both the islands, as sort of a you both want them but so nobody can have them sort of deal, as with Genova playing the middleman. And we move southeast through Italy. We have Tuscany, and we have the little island of Elba, quite famous in the French and European history books as the island that hosted Napoleon for a little bit of his life when he was first defeated and exiled to this little island. But as you can see, it is very close to his home nation of Corsica, his home island, of Corsica, and the Italian mainland. So he very easily could escape, and he did. He escaped and went back to France. But then he was eventually sent to St. Helena off the coast of Africa. Bit of a overkill, if you ask me, but they must not be messing around. As we move down, we have on this coast we have Fermo, we have the river Tronto, which is a very short river there. We have Ravenna, Tesoro, Ancona. I have a friend from Ancona, actually, Italian friend. But yeah, he's from Ancona there. Very nice area. Adriatic Sea, just here, yeah. Then we have, moving down to the other coast, we have the capital city of Rome. Here, very famous for its architecture and center of the Catholic world, the Vatican City. The river Tiber, which flows through Rome, pretty short river. It ends in the highlands which run down the center of the peninsula. Speaking of the center, we have Naples, a little bit further down, near the bottom of the boot. Moving across, we have the Tremini Islands and Berlita, Cape Lokosia, Cape Lokosia, the town of Tristo, Barry, and then at the bottom of the boot we have Lis and the Straits of Otranto. Yeah, the Straits of Otranto there, between Turkey and, there you go, you can see now the Straits of Otranto here, between Turkey and Italy here. We have the Gulf of Taranto, the Gulf of Taranto here in the boot. Moving on to the toe here, we have the island of Sicily here with Mount Etna just there. We have the Lipari Islands here, I believe, in the Mediterranean Sea. But then moving west, we have the island of Sardinia. There we go. Sardinia here, and the Straits of Bonifacio. The capital of the island, Cagliari here. Yes. There you go. And Cape Fulcon, Cape Figari, St. Pico, St. Antonio, Cape Ferrato. Yeah, I believe that is Italy. And let's have a look how many nations it borders. Let's have a look. We have 1 here with the French, 2 with the Swiss, and 3 with the Austrians. So Italy has a score of 3 on the border mark. Moving now east, we have the very, very small nation of Montenegro. Here, just here, squashed unfortunately in between 2 great nations. We have Austria-Hungary here, and the Turkey, or the Ottoman Empire here. The capital of Setelj, I believe. It is much smaller in 1880 now than it is in real life, or in present day, sorry. It has a little bit of coastline there, but not a lot. No major rivers flowing through. We have one going like that, just on the crease, so you may not be able to see very well. But just there. And that is about it for Montenegro. Sorry, I do not know much about Montenegro. But borders-wise, it borders 1 with Austria-Hungary and 2 with Turkey. So Montenegro has a score of 2, which beats Denmark, but is still behind Italy. And then moving east once again. There we go. We have the nation of Moldova. or Romania. So I'm going to refer to this area as Romania, although this area here I believe is Moldova, but I would be referring to it as Romania. So having a look, we have Bucharest here, it's the capital on the river. A river which is very famous. It comes in and eventually pops out. Its mouth is in the Black Sea here, yeah, the Black Sea. But it pops out here, which is the river Danube, and it seems to split in three. But the Danube makes up its border with Romania and Serbia here, the Danube River. But we have the area of Walla here, and then we have the much disputed area of Transylvania here, and the Transylvanian Alps, which they are still called the Alps here, even though the Alps are very, very far away, all the way over there in Italy, Switzerland and Austria. But the Transylvanian Alps are all the way over here in Romania and Austria, Hungary. But yeah, there's a lot of rivers, as you can see, flowing all the way through the nation. We have Rusvede. What else do we have? Fallacy. Yes, very nice. Mobella. We have some coast towns, do we? We have Lake Pusina. Yeah, Pusin. Lake Pusin here. We have Karausu there. But that is about it for Romania. Then we have this Moldova here, which in modern day is actually more like here, this river making up some of the border. But here, that is Romania. Let's see, how many nations does it border? We have 1 with the Russians, 2 with the Austrian-Hungaries, 3 with the Serbians, 4 with the Bulgarians. So Moldova and Romania win the border score here with a score of 4, beating Italy, which only has a score of 3. And that will do it for this episode of Europe in 1880. I hope that you have enjoyed, and I wish you a very pleasant rest of your day, evening, and night. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.